Rage baiting is a psychological and social phenomenon that thrives on our emotional reflexes, particularly anger. At its core, rage baiting involves deliberately provocative content designed to elicit outrage, often for attention, engagement, or manipulation. Whether it's a comment section flame war or a viral post that seems engineered to offend, rage baiting exploits our brain's natural response to perceived threat. Neuroscientifically, this taps into the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for emotional reaction. When triggered, it can override rational thought and push us into fight or flight mode, even when the threat is just a tweet. But why do we fall for it so often? One reason lies in our defense mechanism. According to psychoanalytic theory, provocation can trigger projection, seeing our own insecurities in others, reaction formation, overcompensating to hide discomfort, or displacement, redirecting frustration onto safer targets. These unconscious processes make us vulnerable to baiting, especially when we're stressed or emotionally taxed. Social media amplifies this by rewarding engaged likes, shares, comments, with algorithms that favor emotionally charged content. Anger, being a high arousal emotion, spreads faster than joy or sadness. This makes rage bait not just psychologically effective, but economically and politically valuable. Another layer to this is the illusion of control. Online platforms give users the sense that their voice matters, that their outrage can shift public opinion or punish bad actors. This perceived agency fuels participation, even when the original post was designed to manipulate. The dopamine hit from likes and replies reinforces the behavior, creating a feedback loop where outrage becomes habitual. Over time, users may even seek out rage-inducing content, not because they enjoy being angry, but because it feels familiar, validating, and socially engaging. Cognitive biases also play a role. The negativity bias, but our tendency to give more weight to negative experiences, makes us more likely to notice and react to offensive content. Confirmation bias then kicks in, encouraging us to interpret ambiguous posts in ways that align with our existing beliefs. This creates echo chambers where rage bait thrives, as users become primed to see enemies everywhere and interpret disagreement as personal attack. The result is a digital landscape where nuance is drowned out by emotional reactivity. There's also a tribal element at play. Rage bait often appeals to group identity, us versus them. When people feel their values or affiliations are under attack, they rally together, reinforcing in-group loyalty and vilifying outsiders. This tribalism isn't just emotional, it's evolutionary. Humans are wired to protect their group, and rage bait exploits that instinct. The more polarized the environment, the more effective the bait becomes, turning online spaces into battlegrounds for moral superiority and ideological dominance. Interestingly, rage baiting isn't always malicious. Sometimes it's used to spotlight injustice or provoke necessary debate. Anger can be a catalyst for change, as seen in civil rights movements or public health campaigns. But the line between righteous outrage and manipulative baiting is blurry. What one person sees as activism, another might view as divisive clickbait. That ambiguity is part of the trap. It keeps us engaged, arguing, and emotionally invested. The key to resisting rage bait lies in awareness, recognizing when our buttons are being pushed and asking who benefits from our reaction. Ultimately, rage baiting reveals more about us than the provocateurs. It shows how easily our emotions can be hijacked, how conflict can feel familiar, even comforting, and how digital platforms capitalize on our psychological wiring. By understanding the mechanics behind rage baiting, we can learn to pause, reflect, and choose whether a reaction is truly worth it, because sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all.